Hey everyone. I want to talk about an interesting meta that is cropped up in Dark and Darker during the fourth playtest. This being the naked or no armor meta. I want to talk about why it's effective and why I think we should make a change so that it's no longer the most effective option for some situations. So, the oversimplified explanation is that movement speed gained is more beneficial than the damage reduction lost by removing the meager armor your starting clothes give. By gaining 10 to 20 movement speed and giving up about 10% damage reduction, you make yourself harder to hit while making you take a negligible amount of extra damage. So, why is this a problem? If it's effective, why do we care if every class and player can do it? Isn't that fair? First, and I think most importantly, for an RPG, we should be rewarded for finding a piece of equipment that is better than our current equipment or fills an empty slot. Right now, the game punishes you for picking up a new equipment by slowing you down and awarding you for removing the armor you're already given for free. The trade-off is supposed to be that you get more armor, but it's awfully negligible since it takes a lot of extra armor to get enough damage resistance to survive an extra hit. Now, for example, if a fighter is wearing full white tier plate armor, they have about 177 armor, which is about 30% damage reduction, and they lose about 70 movement speed. If this fighter were to fight another fighter with only 15 armor rating, just from, say, leather gloves and some boots, say both of them have a 25 damage armor and sword, the armored fighter would take 5 hits to kill, and the naked would take 4, assuming, of course, no headshots. You, as a heavily armored fighter, will only have 1 hit up on an opponent that's much faster than you, about 30% faster than you. If he can dodge 1 more hit because of his extra movement speed, then it's an even fight. And if he can dodge 2, well, you're dead. Does that sound fair? Well, maybe. It's up to opinion, I suppose. But I believe that if I'm wearing 5 pieces of good, sometimes hard to find armor, that I should have a bigger advantage than 1 hit. I'm already losing all this movement speed. Is it fair that without the armor I've found and bought, I'm 30% faster for only 1 more hit of risk? Let's give another example. Instead of 2 fighters, let's pit a fighter against a barbarian, who's another melee fighter. This is a bit more complicated, but let's simplify it and say neither warrior can dodge or hit a headshot. Same full white armor for the fighter, and same leather gloves and boots for the barbarian. For fairness, we're going to give the fighter a white 48 damage halberd, and the barbarian a white double axe, which is 53 damage, but really 63 because of his axe efficiency. Both weapons attack at about the same speed. And if you don't know, the barbarian has 130 hit points instead of the 100 that the fighter has. The fighter will simply kill the barbarian after 3 hits. The axe, it'll deal about 42 damage to the fighter after you calculate the resistances, and it'll kill him in 3 hits. See what I'm getting at here? The fighter needs to wear extra armor over the barbarian to have a fair fight with him. Without the armor, the fighter will die in 2 hits, which is an easy win for the barb. Not to mention the fact that the barbarian is faster than him because of all that negative movement speed from the heavy armor. Look, the case I'm trying to build here is that I want to wear armor I find, but the benefits are often slim to none. Although armor often doesn't save you from an extra hit, I think if we want people to start wearing and appreciating clothes again, we should adjust the move speed penalty for equipment. Boots already give you movement speed buff, so nothing wrong there. Gloves don't give a speed debuff except for the -3 from plate gauntlets, and that's probably fine as well. The armors that give move speed debuffs include helms, shirts, and pants. Of these pieces of equipment, almost all of them give at least -5 movement speed, aside from the loose trousers. I think if we adjust the speed debuff from helms, shirts, and pants, plus 5 across the board, we can keep everyone clothes, and the armors that do give enough armor to make a difference still give a speed debuff. Without the change, most players are not going to wear armor unless it has good enchantments, which is why high rollers and other high-level PvPers aren't naked. They have good enchantments and enough armor to make it worth it. That's all I got. I hope I've been short to the point, clear in my analysis, and persuasive. If not, please let me know, because I'm new to this and want to learn and do some more. We got some class guides coming up soon for Darker and Darker, so I'll see you then.